Mirzapur is an action crime thriller web television series on Amazon Prime Video produced by Excel Entertainment. 1. This series is primarily shot in Mirzapur, with some shots in Jaunpur, Azamgarh, Ghazipur, Lucknow, Raebareli, Gorakhpur, and Varanasi. It revolves around drugs, guns, murders and lawlessness. It depicts the putrescence, governance and rule of mafia dons and the rivalry and crime prevailing in the Purvanchal region of Uttar Pradesh. 2. Its first season consists of 9 episodes in total. 3. The series was renewed for a second season and was scheduled for October 23, 2020 premiere, but it got released a day earlier on October 22, 2024. The series is Amazon Prime Video's third fiction Indian original after Inside Edge and Breathe. In the first season it features Pankaj Tripathi, 5, Shweta Tripathi, Divyendu Sharma, Ali Fazal, Vikrant Massey, Shriya Pilgankar, Rasika Dugal, Harshita Gaur, and Kulbhushan Kharbanda. 6, 7, 8, 9. In the second season, the series stars Pankaj Tripathi, Divyendu Sharma, Ali Fazal, Shweta Tripathi Sharma, Rasika Dugal, Harshita Gaur, Kulbhushan Kharbanda, Vijay Varma, Isha Talwar, Lilliput, and Neha Sargam. The series was renewed for a third season on 12 November, 2020 by Amazon Prime. 10-11. Guddu and Golu destroy the Tripathis' gun factory. Kaleen bhaiya turns the destroyed factory into a selling point for the CM's Crime Free Up campaign. Robin tries to get closer to Dimpy. Kaleen bhaiya convinces Munna to get married to Madhuri. Mrs. Pandit is concerned about Dimpy and they both share the grief of Bablu's death. Ramakant finds a witness to the wedding massacre and also an ally in his fight, Mr. Maruya, who gets close to Tripathi so they don't harm him and his family. Raja, under the order of Beena, finds Babar tied up at Makbul's place and sets him free. Guddu wants to get government allotted poppy fields to have an independent supply of opium, collaborates with JP, who is mad at his brother for getting close to Akhanda and wants to be CM. Munna and Madhuri get married and on the wedding night, Munna tells Madhuri that he doesn't want her and that the marriage is just for namesake. Madhuri tells him that if there is no love, there won't be any sex. CM wins the election and appoints Kaleen bhaiya as Commerce and Industry Minister, much to protest of JP. Makbul holds Bauji at the gunpoint. Beena seeks the opportunity and extracts her revenge by killing Bauji. Munna's newfound power through Madhuri leads him to make a drastic confrontation with Akhandanand. Dada's meeting with Mama, Shatrughan and Bharat ends in a bloodbath, when Dada orders Bharat to finish Golu off. Maurya and Ramakant arrest Guddu where Maurya tricks Ramakant to encounter a defenseless Guddu. Ramakant has no choice to shoot Maurya and confront his own beliefs. Rohan Nahar of the Hindustan Times, rating it 2/5, calls it a needlessly violent Anurag Kashyap ripoff as the maturity of an ill-mannered teen, loud, obnoxious and aimless, saying it's a show without a moral center, which is problematic, not only ethically, but narratively. Without a single character to latch on to, the show is left with no option but to revel in the violence, which is often needlessly over the top. 12. Sampada Sharma of the Indian Express also considered it a washed-up Anurag Kashyap universe that is trying too hard to please longtime Kashyap loyalists and that the show tries to surprise the audience with some anticlimactic twists in a few scenes but you can already see them coming. 13. Ekta Malik, also of the Indian Express, terms it a tedious watch, and even its top-notch cast can't save this mammoth show from sinking. The show creators wished to create a multi-layered, complex narrative, replete with backstories, but it all ends up in a big muddled heap. The relentless violence and gore doesn't scare you, rather it makes you cringe. The abundant profanity doesn't add to the story, it distracts you instead. The writers and show creators have tried to imbibe current socio-political and cultural references but nothing really stands out. 14. Saraswati Datar from the News Minute talks of a brilliant cast of actors led by Pankaj Tripathi is let down by an inconsistent script and indulgent direction. 15. Saibal Chatterjee of NDTV rates it 2/5, and, while also highlighting the performances of Tripathi, Fazal, and Massey, talks of the show as a crime series that never ventures beyond familiar terrain. Its trite narrative template undermines its ambition to be the web's answer to Gangs of Wasseypur. With nothing to say, it inevitably flubs its lines. 16. Stu T. Ghosh from the Quint gives it 2. 5/5, also saying how the performances save a weak drama. 17. Rahul Desai of Film Companion rates it 3. 5/5, calling it a choppy but fearless crime epic. 18. Ketna Mystery of Biz Asia gives it 4/5. 19. Udita Junjunvala from First Post reviewed the series and stated the big bad world gets more immersive, with actors deeply entrenched in their parts, and gave an overall rating of 3 out of 5 stars. 20. Divyendu Sharma of India Today noted the appearance of Ali Fazal and expressed Ali Fazal is more menacing this season with his pumped-up body and fierce eyes. He can barely walk after last season's events but is like a wounded lion, ready to pounce on his prey whenever he gets the chance. 21. Ronak Katecha of the Times of India rated the series 3.5 out of 5 stars and wrote Mirzapur 2 has that killer combination of power and politics that largely works, but is not bulletproof to flaws. 22. Ekta Malik from the Indian Express stated Mirzapur Season 2 fails to learn from the mistakes of Season 1. There are some improvements, sure. Production quality has gone up, it no longer feels and looks like a telefilm from the 90s that used to air on Doordarshan. But everything else gives you a sense of déjà vu. 23.